Okay, so what about like if there's plane crashes or extreme situations? I mean, can one stay in the witnesser or does that all sort of fly out? And and yeah, what about extreme situations? Well, for me, it's like, and you could say why does all this extreme stuff happen? And okay, so I mean, Hawkins is my teacher, and I mean, I've had lots of experiences to support myself around past lives, mystical experience. I mean, I can share it. When I'm in the observer and with other people who are also practicing the observer, I start to see faces, and they often report to me they start to see different faces in me. And I can sort of it's kind of and we've had it I've had it muscle checked. It's the faces of past lives I've had with these people, and it's like when I'm in the observer, I start to be able to access past life images, and they do as well with me. And they'll say I saw a man like this or whatever, and I'll say I saw this elderly woman or whatever it is, and having muscle chest, it is. So I do know. I mean, Hawkins talks a lot about past lives. Now, past lives are not, if this world is an illusion, also the past lives are also equally illusion, but they're just part of the ongoing illusory experience of the ego. So, and then this then brings into the whole thing, which Buddha and Krishna, and in the East is very well known, past lives and karma. You know, why do and why do I have certain why do I have certain hobbies, and how is it that certain people can speak a language without just after being born, or write a concert without any clue as a baby? Of course, I mean, it's obvious from past lives. It was like, well, I've been doing that for lifetimes. And why do I want to be in a monastery and meditate the whole day? If you look at past lives, that kind of tendency might come. And also, why do I have a lot of financial problems? Why are people like a crook and a thieves and everyone trying to take my money? You look in a past lifetime and you see, oh my goodness, I was pretty bad around money and other people in that lifetime. So, and from karmic research or past, you can try I haven't tried past life hypnotherapy. But I've done muscle testing on past lives, and I've seen, I can also see people's and have an I now can naturally intuit what the karmic interactions, I can guess what happened with me, the other person in the past lifetime. I do the anti-karma prayer from Hawkins. If someone's like not paying rent and trying to get away with money and being dishonest, I start praying for forgiveness. I go, "Oh, I'm sure I know what happened with me and this individual in a past lifetime. I know how I behaved towards them. I pray for forgiveness for the one in me who stole and cheated and lied around money and harmed others in this lifetime and others. So to try and clear away the guilt I'm holding and why these things are coming back. But even from so I do subscribe to that, and that really helps me because then I see like it's not by accident, and there's something for me to transcend in this. And when I transcend it, one can go through various phases, forgiveness, compassion, and then it dissolves into the infinite. So, and I mean, I agree with what Buddha said. So, while I'm identified with this separate existence, I'll continue to suffer an endless cycle of reincarnation, birth, old age, suffering, and death. The only way out of that is enlightenment, or to realize that which I am, which never is born, never dies, and never changes. And then that stops the attraction to keep going back into the drama of duality. That's the only place if I realize that and stay in that. Um, I don't see anything, I mean, I also do, I'm also part of 12-step fellowships, and there's a few lines in there which are cryptic, but I totally agree with them. They don't really say much. Nothing in God's world happens by accident. If someone, oh my goodness, my tenant hasn't paid the rent. I mean, it's not, I mean, for me, it helps me to know it's not an unfair thing. There's something there for me to transcend or forgive or something to let go of. And you can say it as like it's for my own good to forgive it and let it go and stop being hooked into that. So the person's like a positive thing for me to show something I've not let go of in myself. But anyway, I do subscribe to karma and go, oh, okay, I probably was a bit naughty, in this lifetime, the past lifetime around money. I can forgive him. And if I know if I let it go, then God will just handle the situation after I've let it go and transcended it and forgiven it. So that's the way to go rather than hanging on to the drama. And so why do horrible things happen? I mean, Hawkins, um, like he really answered a lot of questions. There's personal karma, there's group karma, family karma, and even collective or country karma. So, it's like, for example, if I was in Nazi Germany and I'm making up a hypothetical thing, and there was a crowd of people cheering the taking away of Jews and gassing them and sort of agreeing with what's happening. And if I just went in that crowd and just sort of agreed and clapped and whatever and sort of saluted the prison guards or whatever it is, I actually join into what's called collective karma, and people can reincarnate as a group and go through adversity as a group. And it can seem like, oh my goodness, this country or this group of individuals, they all had this horrible disaster happen to them. Surely that's unfair. And how is it that God is doing this and punishing them unfairly and blah blah blah. But when I sort of see that, um, I sort of see it differently. Like nothing in God's world happens by accident. And this is the thing, I think one of the greatest projections, I think, with trying to understand things, which is a lot often in 12 steps literature is called the anthropomorphic projection onto God of human qualities, like God's a father or a punishing father or whatever it is. And I mean, for me, I mean, that's the great thing. Like God's trying to punish me and is just doing, whatever it is, or God is a punishing God, is the which is the thing I mean, it mentions it cryptically in the beginning, doesn't, I mean, it does sort of say it kind of clearly. It says, everything was of my own making. I was the one who set the ball in motion for all the problems that come arise me. It doesn't say like in that text, which is a very simple text, 12-step text for addicts, big book. It says, but didn't I set in motion the events that led to all these disasters and calamities coming my way? Wasn't I the self-seeker? Didn't I put that? I mean, it doesn't really say that. Didn't God sort of pick on me unfairly and try and punish me? And that for me also helps. It's like, is it God that's doing all, is punishing everyone and punishing me, or is it my ego or the collective ego's choices that are bringing on itself sort of like a ball in motion, certain things that come back, like a reflection in the pond. And it's got nothing to do with the punishing God just arbitrarily trying to throw lightning at people for no reason whatsoever. So I'll stop there.